Hola, mis amigos. How's my little chefs doing today? Are you ready to make some lunch? Okay, we're gonna make two things. One is we're going to make a vegetable boat that you can cook in the oven or on a fire, whatever works better for your family. And another is a 2-layer popsicle, okay? So let's make the vegetable boat first. The first thing you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to think about what kind of vegetables do you like to eat? And then when you've figured that out, you need to get them out and put them onto a cutting board. Remember that these are vegetables that are going to be cooked. So you have to think about cooked vegetables and raw vegetables. So for example, cooked lettuce tastes kind of bad. It's much better when it's fresh and raw. But potatoes, for example, they taste terrible raw. So we want to always cook these. So we're thinking about kinds of vegetables that we want to cook for our vegetable boat. And the ones that I found in my house for today are potato, carrot, and does anyone recognize this? Celery. So what you need to do is you need to find your chef knife, you need to wash your hands, and then get your workspace ready. So my workspace is right here, and I have two knives. I have an adult knife and I have a kid knife, but I don't have a kid with me today. So I'm going to set my kid knife aside and I'm going to cut up my vegetables. I'm going to start with my celery. So my celery has an end, and I'm going to cut the end off and push it to the side. I'm going to cut the other end off and push it to the side. I'm going to feed these to the chickens, or you can put it in your compost, whatever works for you, whatever you have available, okay? Then you're going to hold your vegetable, in this case it's the celery. You're going to hold it down, and you look for the flat edge. So here's my flat edge, and here's my rounded edge. Can you see the rounded edge and the flat edge? Put your flat edge on the cutting board. And then you're going to cut into bite-sized pieces. And remember, you want to cut as much as you can eat. Or if you're making food for other people, you want to think about how much they can eat also. All right, so now I have, this is about as much celery as I'm going to need for my lunch. Put my other celery to the side. I'm going to use a carrot. I'm not going to peel my carrot. You get to choose about your carrot. So if you don't want the peel, then you need to get out your peeler and peel your carrot. If the peel is fine for you, and it is for me, then you can leave it on. I've washed my carrot and I feel good about not peeling it. But I'm still, just like with my celery, I'm going to cut off the ends, and then I'm going to cut it. I'm going to hold my knife like I mean it, and I'm going to hold my carrot down onto the cutting board. And with a nice strong cut, I'm going to cut my carrot into bite-sized pieces. I'm going to look out for my hands. You see how my hand keeps scooting back away from the knife? That's because I only want to cut vegetables. And then I set my knife down facing away from me, and I put the carrots into my vegetable pile. I have one more thing I'm going to cut. You guessed it, my potato. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the potato. The whole potato is round. There's no flat spot. I'm going to make a flat spot. I'm going to hold it with my edge of my fingers on the side. I'm going to push down. It's going to come away. But now look what I've created. I've created a flat spot. Here's the round, and here's the flat. So I'm going to set my flat spots flat, and now they don't roll around anymore. So that feels really good. And I'm going to cut my potato into bite-sized pieces and add it to the pile. Really careful with my knife. I'm taking my time because I know that my knife is a tool, not a toy. I'm going to scoot these off to the side. All right, it's time to make the boat. So set my knife over too. And what you're going to need for your boat, you will need a piece of foil. So this is a piece of foil. This is a little bigger than you need, but since I'd already cut it off, I didn't want to waste it. So you're going to set your foil down. I'll show you what I'm doing. Set your foil down and put all the vegetables for your lunch right into the middle of it, right like that. This is something that we like to make when we go camping, or if we're having a campfire outside, or if it's a cold night. You can set out a bunch of vegetables and let everybody, the whole family, can make their own vegetable boat. And so you don't want it to be too stacked up. You want it to be kind of like this. Can you see that? Okay, this is gonna fill me right up. That's a lot of vegetables. Okay, so now what we have is we're going to season our boat, which means we're gonna put some spices and some herbs so that it can taste really savory. One thing that I'm gonna put garlic, and you can use fresh garlic or dried garlic. I have dried garlic. I'm gonna put some salt on mine, and at our house we keep our salt. At our house we put our salt and our pepper in the same container. So I'm gonna use this peppery salt. And I'm looking around. I have some herbs out in my garden. Should we go get some? That might be kind of fun. I'm gonna grab, I wasn't planning on this, so I think this is a really good idea. Let's go out to the garden together and get a couple of herbs. And we might find something else we want to put in our vegetable boat as well. Let me grab a scissors and I'll take you out there. Okay, are you ready to join me? Let's go outside. I'm gonna have to wash my hands again. That's something to think about. If you pause and you're cooking and you do another activity, it's important to wash your hands in between. So we're heading outside. It's a really nice day today out in Lake Forest Park. And I got two kids. I'll see if I can push this out there. Out at Rock City. You guys wave. Hi. They're building a huge Rock City. Let's see if I can put some pictures in of that. We're heading over to my garden where we're going to take a look at the herbs. So apologize if it's hard to see. But as you can see, look what's growing here. Doesn't it seem like this would be delicious? I think we might have to put in some asparagus straight from the garden. So asparagus is tricky to grow sometimes. Takes a while, but once it does, I'm telling you, it's amazing. So I'm just going to harvest out some of this asparagus because I didn't realize it was growing. It grows so fast, and all of a sudden here I have some. Let's check out the herbs too. So here's where the asparagus came from. It's growing up. It looks really good. All right, here's the herb garden. And you can see I've got some thyme, some sage, some lavender, a little bit of onions and parsley. This one is mint. Probably not going to put mint with my potatoes, but I will tell you, potatoes with a mint sauce can be pretty good, actually, if you ever tried it. Maybe we'll do a recipe with mint sauce on potatoes. We like to try new things, don't we? Yes, we do. Okay, so I'm going to push you down here so you can see what I'm doing. The light. There's the herbs. Okay, so I'm going to come over here. I'm actually going to put some of this. Let's see. If you're not sure what your herb is, one thing you can do is you can take your pincher fingers and you can feel your herb and smell your fingers. This is oregano. Ooh, it smells so good. And then right down over here, I'm going to feel it gently, rub it through my fingers. This one's sage. So oregano or sage. I could do both, but I think today I'm going to do oregano. So I'm going to use my scissors, and I'm going to be really careful because these are a tool, not a toy. And I'm going to take out some sage. That looks really good. So I've got some sage and some asparagus, surprise treats right out of the garden. All right, let's go put these in our boat together. Have you ever grown an herb before? Did you know you don't need to do it outside? If you didn't have a garden or a place outside where you can safely grow food, you can actually grow it right in your house in a pot. And you need some seeds or a start, if someone could share a start. Anyone who lives around me can have one of my starts. I'm happy to share herbs with you. Hopefully, I know that some people are really fancy video people. I am not that person. I am, though. I'm a little bit of a fancy gardener sometimes. All right, I'm going to put an asparagus in my boat. I think that's going to be really yummy. I'm actually going to use my scissors to do it. It looks like they're a tiny bit dirty, so I'm just gonna wipe them off on my apron. Okay, I'm gonna use the scissors. I'm gonna push you down so you can see what's happening. It's very interesting. All right, and I'm gonna, instead of a knife, I'm gonna cut this particular vegetable. You can cut with a scissors. Voila, there we go. I've got that on there. Okay, I'm gonna put on my salt. Not too much, just enough. A little bit of garlic. Ooh, garlic. I love garlic. It's good for your body. Keeps your immune system nice and strong. That's what we want. I'm gonna take my sage and I'm gonna set it. I'm not gonna eat the sage. I'm just gonna let the sage add flavor to my boat. And then I'm going to drizzle the oil right on my boat. Not too much. I don't want it like dripping in oil, but I want it to be kind of covered a little bit. All right, this is looking amazing. I'm gonna have to share this lunch. So now is the part where you bring your boat together and you scrunch it up and you close it on the end. You do a little pinch on the end, right like that. Pinch on this end, and then you'll notice I'm closing the top, but I'm leaving it open on the top. Do you know why? I'll tell you. I want the steam to release from my boat. Ready? The next part is when you ask an adult to help you, you should turn on your oven to 350, and then when it's preheated, you're gonna put it in the oven and you're gonna let it cook for like 25 minutes. The way you'll know it's ready is if your vegetables are tender and they're how you like them. So you might want to think of something to do while you're waiting. Okay, so let's do that. Let's see, here's the oven. Oh, there's the thing for our next recipe. I'm going to carefully pick up my boat. It's nice and strong. I don't have to be too careful, but I don't want to drop it. And I'm going to come over to the oven. I'm going to open it carefully. I'm going to step to the side because a lot of hot air comes out when you open an oven. And then I'm going to open it and very carefully place it in there. That's going to be good. I can hear it sizzling right away. All right. So what we're going to do while we're waiting for our vegetable boat to cook is we're going to talk about popsicles. Because if you are a popsicle person, can you tell me? Put your hand up. Yes, I know. I also love popsicles. And last night, my son Ethan was watching some kind of science video. It was called Horrible Science, actually. And he got a recipe for a layered popsicle. And so we decided to give it a try. And so what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to think of 2 fruits you really like. Let's think of some together for you to choose from. Banana, strawberry, pineapple, mango, kiwi, grapes. What else? Pears, apples, oranges, lemons, limes. Technically, tomato is a fruit, but I wouldn't recommend it for this recipe. What else? Can you think of some other ones? Great. Okay, well today the 2 fruits that we're going to choose are banana and blueberry. So you're going to need 2 fruits. You're going to need some milk, and you can choose what kind of milk works for you. At our house, we drink almond milk. Sometimes we drink oat milk. We don't usually drink dairy milk. But if dairy milk is your milk, then you need to get it out. You are also going to need some cinnamon, and that's it. So, you're going to need a popsicle mold. So if you don't have one, you actually can use a cup and a stick, okay? So there's lots of ways to make popsicles, and you can make them out of all kinds of different things, so long as you have a freezer, okay? You're going to take your banana and peel it, cut it up, and put it into a blender. Then it's going to fill your blender up, not very much, just to like right about there. Okay, you're gonna put in some milk, and a shake of cinnamon, and then you're gonna blend it. Then you're gonna put it in your popsicle mold, okay? but you're not gonna fill your mold all the way up. Can you see, I'm pushing off the frost, can you see the two colors here? You're gonna fill your popsicle mold or your cup, whatever you're using, halfway with banana or your first fruit. Then you're going to put it in the freezer for 1 hour. So you might need to set a timer, or you might need to look at a clock, or you might need to just know what time it is, because in 1 hour, you're gonna take it out again. And then you're gonna take your next fruit, and we chose blueberries. And you're going to put your blueberries in the blender, then you're gonna put another shake of milk, another shake of cinnamon, and you're gonna blend it up, and you're gonna put the rest of the blueberries onto top of the almost frozen bananas. So your two fruits are now, they're not mixing, they're separate. And then you put the top on and you put it back in the freezer for 2 to 3 hours. So you're gonna have to think of something to do for 2 or 3 hours. Let's see, what could you do? Could read a book, could make some art, could sing some songs, could clean up your room, could help your mom and dad. Ooh, you could take a nap. Wouldn't that be nice? I think that would be really nice. You could run around the yard. You could come up with a new story. There's so many things to do. And then when it's over, you're gonna pull your popsicle out, and it's gonna be 2 different flavors in one flavor. And the reason it worked is because you were creative and you were patient. So I am gonna be really curious to see what kind of popsicles you guys decide. We made these last night because we wanted to be sure they were done for this video. And also, we forgot that it was Tuesday and we were supposed to be making the video yesterday, so sorry about that. But I can tell you right now, this is delicious. They're so creamy. It almost tastes like ice cream. You're gonna love this. All right, chefs. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to tell you before I go. I don't think so. Remember to wash your hands and to be kind and careful with your family while you're at home. I love you, and I'll see you soon. Adios, amigos.